On February 18th, former UCSB tennis captain Bryan was presented the Distinguished Gaucho Award. Since his days on the courts here in Santa Barbara, he's gone on to raise and coach the most famous doubles team in tennis, his sons Mike and Bob Bryan. He's known as a philanthropist around the world, and he brought his efforts back here to campus to help raise money for the UCSB tennis programs. On the eve of a men's tennis victory over visiting SMU, more than 250 people came to Gorman Pavilion to witness UCSB alum Bryan receive the Distinguished Gaucho Award.
Well, I'm just so proud to be in the Gaucho Hall of Fame. I had a great experience here at UCSB.
He's just such a wonderful human being and has meant so much to this community, the youth in this community, and of course our tennis programs. He deserves to go in the Hall of Fame, and just to see the way he gives back. You know, that's the message I think the kids will take away from tonight, the young men on our team. He's so inspirational. If you've ever heard him speak, and the warmth and the charisma and just the way that he's given back to tennis more broadly and to UCSB is just phenomenal.
A Gaucho Fund event, the night began with a roast for the man whom the tennis world calls Coach Bryan, and it ended up raising tens of thousands for the UCSB tennis program and the Santa Barbara tennis patrons.
I hope we raise $45,000–50,000 a night for the team and for the Santa Barbara tennis patrons, and I think we came dadgum close. The place was packed, the place was rocking, so much talent here tonight.
A former captain for the UCSB men's tennis team in the late 60s, Coach Bryan is known globally as being a sole reason the doubles game is still alive today. Not only did he coach his twin sons, Mike and Bob Bryan, to the #1 doubles position in the ATP, but he stood as a tennis ambassador for communities worldwide.
Wayne has been a part of this community for probably 40 years, and the reality of it is he has made us all realize that family is more than your immediate family. It's your friends and it's your teammates, and he has stepped up and not only worked with kids and he's worked with adults, but he's made it personal. This is not over tonight. It's just simply a recognition of what is ongoing, which is really a love for the sport, a love for what tennis can teach you, and the friendships we've developed.
I speak to all the kids that are going to school here, going to the best school you can possibly go to. In every way, enjoy your 4 years here. I sure did. It's an experience you'll never forget. I sure did. Thanks for putting me in the Gaucho Hall of Fame. Bryan, and over and out. Go Gauchos!
Good evening. My name's Roger Billings, and this evening it's my privilege to introduce Coach Mark French into the Gaucho Hall of Fame. During Mark's coaching career here, he was Coach of the Year 7 times. He had League's Most Valuable Player 9 times. He had 13 league titles, 12 league championship tournament wins, and 12 NCAA appearances. Probably the highlight of those appearances was in 2004 when they went to the Sweet 16, played UConn in Connecticut, and gave them the closest game of the eventual championship season for them. These numbers are really a reflection or a byproduct of Gaucho heart. Mark typifies that better than anyone, with the possible exception of Womble. And he made a great effort to recruit players that perhaps others, for one reason or another, would not have brought here. Mark was willing to look beyond just the basketball talent and really look at the person, a person who wanted to be successful. And that translated in the teams that he put together. In this process, Mark learned to be a better coach and a better person in relating to people from diverse backgrounds, especially young women. And it came during a very challenging time. And essential to this process was Larry James, because often this is a tough place to go to school, and he was an academic mainstay for many of these players. It was important that his players were not only great on the court, but off the court as well, giving back to not only the university, but the community at large. So, without any further delay, let us bring up Coach Mark French. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Casey Gorman, and I'm here to present to you my brother Mike Gorman. First off, I'd like to thank the Alumni Association and Mike for allowing me to be a part of this special event. I'm truly honored to be a part of it. When I did my original nomination for Mike, it was based on a couple things that I thought would make him worthy of this honor. First, he was a two-time All-American on a UCSB team that was consistently ranked in the top 4 nationally. Mike also did it off the court. He graduated with a 3.6 grade point average in business and also finished up his coursework in 4 years, which demonstrates his hard work in the classroom and typifies him as a true student athlete. Mike, all of your family and friends are truly proud of your achievement. I know the General is looking down with a big smile on his face tonight. You performed with class, both on and off the court. I want to personally thank you for all you've done for me over the years. You've taught me so many things. You're not only an unbelievable brother, you're also a great mentor and role model for me to follow. Congratulations on this great achievement.
It's a great honor for me to be involved in Amal's special night in any way possible. I first met Amal when he was 18 years old. I went to an All-Star game at Harder Stadium, and he was playing. After the game, I went up and introduced myself to him. I said, Amal, I'm Rick Candell, I'm the football coach at UCSB, and it's really nice to meet you. He said, wow, I'm going to UCSB. I said, Amal, that's why I'm here. I'm here to recruit you to come. He said, hey, you don't have to recruit me. I'm coming. I'm going to play. I couldn't be more excited. But with his that humbleness, he also has a certain confidence that comes out when he plays. He could be a challenge to coach. All great players have some individuality within a team concept. Amal's was that he liked to wear black socks. He was an all-league soccer player at Santa Barbara High School, and so that kind of explains the whole idea of that, but I didn't like him. He would come out in black socks, I'd send him off the field. So then he'd come out in white socks, but with black socks underneath. After about half an hour, he would take the white socks off, and there he'd be running around with his black socks. So I'd send him off the field. The next day he would come out with black socks, white socks underneath, black socks underneath that. So he would take those black socks off, and I'd say, okay, things are fine. He'd run around a little bit, practice, take the white socks off, and finish up with his black socks. How could you not love somebody as clever as that? He was an artist. If you've ever seen great players, sometimes you're just in awe watching them play, and he was one of those players. I think the committee has made a great choice in picking them all to represent the many good players that we had during that 8 years. And you know, he's one of those guys that makes you proud with everything that he does. And if you look at his table tonight, just look at the faces of all those that are here to honor him, you'll see that pride in their faces. And certainly I hope it shows up in mine. So Amal, congratulations on your special night. And it's extremely an honor for me to be here and talk a little bit about you. And it's nice to see that you're going in with such a great group of inductees into the Hall of Fame. It's much deserved, and congratulations.
My name is Adam White, and tonight I have the great pleasure of introducing Amelia Escalante and her best friend and doubles partner, Kelly Spencer, for induction into the UCSB Athletic Hall of Fame. Kelly and Amelia won the Big West. All 4 years they teamed up. They were named to the All Big West team 3 years running. They went to the NC2A tournament 3 times and were named to the All-America team. They started their senior year as a team, preseason ranked number 2 in the nation, and just generally helped play a big role to raise the UCSB tennis program to national prominence. And Amelia and Kelly were really a thing of beauty to watch, and still are. One of the truly great things to watch is when one or both of them weren't on, and the way they knew just what to do for each other, whether it was, you know, come on, get in their face a little bit and fire them right up, or they could tell that they could read the other person's emotions and maybe it was just a glance or not even a word said, and they were just such great teammates in that respect. Amelia and Kelly just had the power and grace to just, when they were on, they just ran through opponents. There's a picture of Amelia and Kelly that was up in my dad's house for years when I was in high school. It's the one that was in, I believe, the Nexus. That they're both standing back to back, and it's the headline was Twin Towers, and they're both giving this smoldering look into the camera, and it was right when they were sort of coming into their own as the stars that they were. Every time there were any guys over at my house, it took them about 5 minutes to pry themselves away from that picture. It was always, oh my gosh, who are those, both your sisters? Why don't they ever come around? You know, are they here? They were pretty much superstars all around. Amelia and Kelly are an absolute treasure chest of stories that are often amusing, sometimes ridiculous, usually quite poignant, and always exceptional. And as I said, I've really used them as a model on how to succeed at life and just to be happy in life. I would like to just sum up by reintroducing Amelia and Kelly, my two sisters, and just gives me great pride and a lot of happiness to be able to play some small role in this for them, and I'm so proud of them. I love them both so much, and here they are.
Al Ferrer's accomplishments as UCSB's baseball coach are pretty obvious. He won more than 440 games at UCSB. He has the school's all-time highest winning percentage. He took the UCSB to 4 NCAA tournaments, including in 1983 within one game of the College World Series. His 1986 team, which was one of the teams that stands out most in my memory, was ranked as high as number 5 in the country, which is the highest UCSB has ever been ranked. I think the thing, though, to me that stands out most about Coach Ferrer is that there was no point when an Al Ferrer team walked into an opponent's facility, whether it be in Texas or at Stanford or whatever, where they didn't feel like they could win a game. I remember going to Texas in 1987, playing Texas when they were ranked number 1 in the country and beating them 2 out of 3 games. And I remember him saying after that series to his team, we stood toe-to-toe with the number 1 team in the country and we didn't blink. I remember 1986 going up to Stanford, and Stanford was coming off of a College World Series championship, and we beat them 2 out of 3 as well, including, ultimately, we beat a Cy Young Award winner in Jack McDowell in the first game of that series. The year before that, in 1985, which was my first year with Al on the baseball team, the Gauchos here beat USC and beat Randy Johnson, another Cy Young Award winner. His teams always knew they could win. His teams, no matter who they played, always knew that they had a chance to win because they had that confidence level. For all these reasons, it is my honor to introduce my friend Al Ferrer as a member of the 2012 class of inductees in the UCSB Intercollegiate Athletics Hall of Fame. Thank you.